Hola chicos, ¿qué tal? Bueno, he visto que el vídeo que os he dejado antes se cortaba en algunas partes, no sé por qué, porque yo cuando lo probé se veía bien, pero luego al grabarlo se ha cortado, no lo sé. En fin, así que he decidido utilizar esta aplicación para explicároslo todo directamente. Entonces, bueno, me lo habéis preguntado varias veces, a pesar de que ya lo he explicado antes, quiere decir que no habéis visto el vídeo antes de hacer la tarea. Esto no está en vuestro libro. Esta es una información que no tenéis en vuestro libro, pues porque han decidido no ponerla. Pero yo creo que es necesaria para poder comprender todo lo que vais a aprender después, ¿de acuerdo? Entonces, vamos a empezar. Venga. This is about chemical reactions. As you see, in this unit, we're going to learn what is a chemical reaction. We're also going to learn what are the differences between chemical reactions and mixtures. This is very important to understand everything, because if we don't have this clear, we are not going to be able to follow up the unit. Then we're going to learn what are the elements involved in a chemical reaction. How do we call it? And also we're going to learn how to recognize a chemical reaction. What are the clues or what are the signs that will tell me that what is happening is a chemical reaction and is not a mixture or something else. And then we are going to see where can I find chemical reactions in daily life, because we usually think that chemical reactions only happen in laboratories, but that's not true. There are always chemical reactions going on around us, even inside us. So this is all that we're going to see in this unit. So let's start with what is a chemical reaction. If you see, a chemical reaction is a process in which one or more substances are converted to one or more different substances. During a chemical reaction, the atoms within the substances reorganize and unite in different ways. This means that these changes that we are talking about happen in an atomic level, in a molecular level. Are these molecules, do you remember that in the previous unit we said that molecules are how the atoms combined, are the results when atoms combine to create something. Yes, oxygen can be oxygen on its own, but if it combines with hydrogen, we get water. Yes, how they combine? They combine during linking ones to the other. So, and these links, that are formed, we call them bonds. Okay, remember this word, bonds, because we are going to use it later. Yes, good. So when these atoms in that form which a substance is made of reorganize and get together to other different atoms, what we have is a new substance that is completely different to the previous one, and also has different properties. What are the different properties? We will see in some examples, okay? Before that, we're going to see what are the differences between chemical reactions and mixtures. Well, as you see here, it is important to understand the difference between a chemical and physical change. Mixtures, what we have in mixtures are all physical changes, okay? So some changes are obvious because we can see it. We can clearly see the pieces of the different substance that form the mixture. We can see the leches in the salad and the tomato and the corn and the onion and whatever you put in that salad. That is a mixture. And those materials, those substances are going to keep the same, yes? They are not going to change. They are not going to turn into something different, yes? But there are some other times, like for example, in, I don't know, in Colacao, we don't see the different substances, or not with Colacao, the one that we used in class, the salt water. Yes, when we put salt in water and we mix it, salt is still there, but we don't see it. Yes, but anyway, it is there. And those molecules still have the same characteristics, the same properties, and the same organization. Yes, they haven't changed. Okay, that's a mixture. The only thing that happened is that its physics, its physical form changed from a solid to a liquid. But it's still the same materials, the same substances. So when we get to this point, is when we should know that there are some basic ideas to take into account. That is what I said before, that physical changes are usually about physical states of matter. Salt was solid. When we mix it to water, it changes into a liquid, yes? Whereas in chemical changes, when a chemical change happens, it's the molecules which change. So chemical changes happen on a molecular level when we have two or more molecules that interact together. Those chemical changes happen when atomic bonds are broken. Do you remember the word before? The bonds, the links between atoms, when they are broken, or if we have the molecules on their own and they go together, these bonds are created during that chemical reaction. Okay? Let's go to the next step. Let's see this example. When we have two different substances, like in this case we have iron, this is a representation of iron molecules, and we have oxygen, and this is the representation of oxygen molecules. Okay, we have iron in these iron nails, en estos clavos, yes, and this oxygen is mixed with iron. The oxygen is in the air, so iron is exposed to this reaction. So when some specific conditions happen, these ion molecules mix together with the oxygen molecules. And what we have, if you see, it's a completely different molecule. You see? This is nothing alike this one or this one, right? They have these bones, these little bones that the iron molecule have broke, and these bones that the molecules of oxygen had broke. Yes, if you see, they broke to form this new molecule. Yes, so this is not iron anymore. This is rust, óxido de hierro. This is iron rust. See, and what we have here are not these iron nails anymore. What we have here is rusted nails. If you have ever seen a rusted material, you can scratch it with your fingernail. If you scratch it with your nail, that rusted material becomes like a powder, right? Whereas in here, this iron, there is no way of breaking it down, only with a fingernail. So this is a change of property. Yes? A change of properties. Iron is harder than iron rust, right? So that was in chemical reactions. Here, now, in mixtures, all the components remain being the same that at the beginning, as we saw with the salt and water, and following different processes like evaporation, distillation, do you remember that? We can get them back to their initial form, like for example with ice water. With ice water is ice that we have cooled it down until it became a solid. So if we want to get liquid water back again, the only thing that we have to do is to warm it, to elevate temperature. We will see on the following days that temperature changes in temperature have a lot to do with chemical reactions. Okay, well, for today, as an introduction, I think it is okay. Tomorrow we will see point 3. What are the elements on reactions? Okay, so please now watch this video again, write down your doubts and send them to me. Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye bye.